Hi, this is Priya Kumar. I'm here in Erkan in Cyprus, and this place is so amazingly beautiful. You have to come here for a holiday or for work or whatever it is that keeps you traveling. See, I have this traveler's bug in my soul. You know, my grandmother used to say, you have wheels under your feet, and I'm so privileged that my work also keeps me traveling. You know, so it's both business and leisure, and it's beauty and excellence and aesthetics all packed into one. I love it. But you see, I had never planned to be a motivational speaker. And by the way, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a motivational speaker. I speak at conferences organized by multinational corporates across the world. And I speak on subjects such as team building, leadership, peak performance, and firewalking is my USP. I'm also an author. I've written 8 books that have won 10 international awards. And while I am super excited about the latest award that my latest book, The Calling, won, I must tell you that I am a student of success, okay, and I always have been. And to be a motivational speaker was actually a natural progression out of something that was innate to me. See, I had a middle class upbringing, okay. My family was not rich. My parents were both from a service background, and my grandparents and great grandparents and so on, nobody was into business, okay. So how do I learn then to break that barrier and make a legacy, to build an empire, or to be super successful, to have life and work at my own terms? Where is the example? But the one thing that was really good about me is that I was and still am an avid reader. You know, I would read books on self-help, on personal growth. I would read biographies, and you know what? When I would read success stories and biographies of great people, I would be like, hey, I'm also like that, or hey, I'm also going through like that. You know, when I would read stuff about legendary people on how they had humble beginnings, on how they had nothing, no resources, how they came from a poor middle class background and still made it, I'm like, hey, I also have that in common. And you know, in reading amazing books about amazing people, I was able to draw so many parallels, and that was reassuring for me that if he can make it, I can also make it. You know, if he also went through the same thing, I am also going through the same thing, and if he's there standing on the top, maybe I will make it too. And I feel everybody needs that reassurance, because sometimes there are so many examples of failures, there are so many examples of mediocrity, of average, of ordinary, and we very subconsciously begin to equate ourselves with them. And that's a trap. It will kill you, it will destroy you if you're equating yourself to somebody who has not made it in life. That hey, okay, he was suffering, he didn't make it, why will I make it, or how will I get there? You know, mostly people land up doing what others are doing. They go to the college their friends are going, they take up subjects their friends have taken up, and then they land up in organizations by asking, do you think this is good, do you think that is good? And most of their decisions are based on approvals from people who themselves have no clue, who themselves have not made it. And therefore, reading books about amazing people, self-help books, books on personal growth, self-improvement become important if you really want to take that high road. You see, there will be mentors. My grandfather was my greatest mentor, but he had not built an empire. He was a great human being, and I learned those lessons from him. I had Dr. Patel as my mentor. You know, he was a fantastic speaker and a man driven with a purpose. I learned that from him, but he didn't build a legacy. And where do I get those examples from people who have? Now, I may not have the privilege to meet them, but you can't stop me from reading about them. And that way, I have them forever. I have them in my low times and my high times, in times when I want to quit, in times when I'm depressed, in times when I'm lonely, in times when I feel like a failure. I have them with me, and their story is a reassurance, because there is no great man who has made it to the top without suffering. And when you see that suffering and a consequent victory after it, it brings hope and reassurance in your life. And while it's great to read romantic books, and it's great to read fiction novels and, you know, thrillers and so on, also have a little lane which goes towards self-improvement and personal growth. Have that little tour that you take once in a while, even if it is, that will inspire you, that will motivate you. Because you see, even if you have the greatest people around you, They may not have the time for you, or they may not have the privilege of being with you when you need them the most. And I say privilege because it is every man's privilege to help somebody out of a mess and that way be a part of their success. So be a reader, and by that virtue you will become your own best friend. There is nothing that will be able to shake your ground. Even your suffering will have a meaning, because you will be able to see how that suffering was a stepping stone for that guy who you have so much admiration for. Go pick up biographies, go pick up self-help books, go pick up personal growth books. I have written 8, you could pick up 8 of mine, and they're great books. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I would love to know what makes you tick. Stay connected with me, not just here on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, and I would love to carry this association forward. Thank you for the opportunity that you listen, and so I am compelled to make more and more videos. I love the connection. See you again, maybe in a different country.